morning. It's Friday, January 8th, 2016, and welcome to Delta Daybreak. I'm Kandace Red.
And I'm meteorologist Riley Hill.
And Riley already knows, but I'm pretty much so pumped up because 1, it's Friday. 2, it's Friday. And 3,
Friday.
Oh yeah. So I am definitely interested in knowing, what do you have planned for Friday?
I'm going up to Oxford to see my dogs take on the Ole Miss Rebels.
He is such into sports. I wonder who's going to win.
I don't know. Ole Miss always has a pretty decent ball team. I think they're both 0-1 in the SEC. But they just built that new arena, like I was saying yesterday. So I'm pumped to see what that looks like.
All right, well, you know I don't know too much about sports, so I'm not even going to pretend. I actually might go up to the bridal show, because remember we had the interview yesterday. Yep, there's going to be a bridal show on Saturday. I'm going to be quite frank, I'm going for the cake.
Okay, so you don't have any plans of getting married anytime soon?
Not going to see a ring on this finger.
What a freeloader. It's supposed to be for bridal showers. I'm
going for the fashion show, too. Do I have to be a soon-to-be bride in order to want to eat, you know, a wedding cake and check out the fashion show? I don't have to, you know, be a bride, right?
No, I didn't realize there was a fashion show.
Yeah, that's a fashion show.
I take back my statement.
You should have been in it, but you're actually not even going to be in town.
I know.
You would have looked great in a tuxedo. I could only imagine.
Yeah, I've never modeled before, so I don't know how that would have went.
The question is, when it comes to weddings, bow tie or no bow tie for men?
It takes a special kind of person to pull off a bow tie.
Yeah? Can you do it?
I've never worn a bow tie.
Never?
No.
So Monday, bow tie.
I don't even think I own a bow tie.
Riley,
I'd have to get a clip-on one too.
A clip-on?
You know how hard it is to tie a bow tie?
I have no idea.
It's ridiculous. You can watch YouTube videos on it all day and you'll never figure it out. Yeah.
All right, so before we continue our talk, when it comes to fashion, I know you're waiting on the Delta Chat question, and it's definitely an interesting one today. So President Barack Obama is calling for new gun measures. During an emotional speech on Tuesday, President Obama said, "The right to bear firearms is not more important than the right to worship freely or peaceably assemble." Well, the president also mentioned a list of mass shootings that have happened during his time in office, including the school children gunned down in Newtown, Connecticut, and that was back in 2012. Well, with all this talk about gun control and laws and all this different stuff, we want to know, do guns kill people or do people kill people? So I might have to wear the shower cap again outside.
If you have plans to be out later tonight, maybe.
You know I'm not wearing no shower cap on my head.
Or maybe tomorrow as well. You may have to wear it again tomorrow.
No, I might get one of those Kroger bags and tie it around my... No, I'm just playing. I'm not going to do that. All right, thanks, Riley. Let's go ahead and jump into your top local news stories. So new information about the husband who allegedly stabbed his wife to death in Greenwood. The Manhattan, Kansas police took 34-year-old Edward Broom into custody Tuesday on a warrant for extradition to LaFleur County. He was indicted on a capital murder charge in the death of 29-year-old Lakila Broom. Police say Lakila Broom was found dead in her home in Greenwood, and that was on September 21st. Now, Edward Broom allegedly called 911 saying he had been tied up and stabbed. Well, police found the man tied up in a bedroom and his wife's body in another bedroom. Authorities believe the crime scene was staged. Broom moved to Kansas after his wife's death. He's currently in the Riley County Jail without bond. News in Grenada, 2 men connected to several auto burglaries are in jail. Kavion Crowder and Quadarius McNeil allegedly broke into several cars near Gillette Drive and the Apple Valley neighborhood. Now, police say the suspects allegedly stole several items and damaged a number of vehicles. Police are seeking more suspects in this case. Crowder is in jail on a $30,000 bond. McNeil, $31,000 bond for him. And news in Indianola, a suspect is in jail after allegedly stealing from Walmart. Well, Mary Sandifer is charged with 2 counts of felony shoplifting and 2 counts of conspiracy to commit a crime. The Cleveland Police Department arrested Sandifer on an outstanding warrant by the Indianola Police Department. Well, she is currently in the Sunflower County Jail on a $25,000 bond. And turning to news in Greenville, 2 drivers are recovering after being involved in a crash. Well, the crash happened yesterday on the intersection of Highway 453 and Main Extension. The Mississippi Highway Patrol says the 2-vehicle accident involved a truck and an SUV. We're told congested traffic is to blame for the crash. No one, thankfully, was seriously hurt. And a frustrated mother is demanding answers as her home begins to crumble. Mary Shorter says she feels neglected by her landlords because the ceiling in her apartment is falling apart. Well, WXVT's Melanie Dotson has the story from Shelby. Shorter says she plans on seeking legal action if the problem is not resolved. WXVT reached out to the landlord, but we did not receive any comment. And keeping our eye on the mighty Mississippi, the Greenville gauge on the Mississippi River is approaching 54 feet. Major flooding is still expected. Right now, the river is close to 6 feet above flood stage. The water is forecast to exceed 55 feet. On Saturday, all areas between the levees will be flooded. Officials are urging residents to stay off any closed roads. If you're interested in acting as a volunteer, you can sign up with the Washington County Emergency Management.
What we want you to know is we do need volunteers, but don't wait until a disaster happens to volunteer. Get your information to us now. That way we can go ahead and have our list ready to call on when something does happen.
Well, follow the Washington County Emergency Management on Facebook for your flood updates. And the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says it plans to open the Bonnie Carey Spillway on Sunday after heavy rain in the Mississippi Valley and rising river water stages. Well, the spillway has been opened at least 10 times, and most recently during the record floods of 2011, where reporter Paul Murphy has more from New Orleans. If you're a bride-to-be, then listen up. Harlow's Casino Resort and Spa is hosting a bridal show in Greenville. The event will feature live entertainment, food, and of course a fashion show. Well, Doris Benford is the sales manager at Harlow's Casino, and she says all brides are invited to attend the free event. Plus, guests can expect a special grand finale.
The grand finale is a $5,000 wedding package that Harlow's will give to some lucky bride, that all they can do is tell us their date, their colors, and what they wish to have, and we will grant their wish.
The bridal show will be held at the Harlow's Event Center on Saturday, and that's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more information, simply call Harlow's Casino. That number is 662-335-9797. And today in history, on January 8th, and that's back in 1790, President George Washington delivers the first State of the Union to the assembled Congress in New York City. Well, Washington's address gave a brief outline of his administration's policies, and after covering federal issues of national defense and foreign affairs, Washington urged federal influence over domestic issues as well. All right, and as you can see, meteorologist Riley Hill is back here at the desk. So are we going to do some Delta chat or weather? Surprise me. What's going on?
I'm still looking over the Delta chat, make sure there's no cuss words or anything. So
we have to police the Delta chat. Come on, viewers. We have to police you guys.
I'm not done not editing, but monitoring, I guess.
Monitoring.
But I do have an update for the flood warning out there in Greenville. So we were just talking about that with that recent story.
All right, so Riley, I want you to know that most Americans out there are still eating too much salt.
Really?
Seriously. What's
I
up
can
with
believe
that?
it.
Are you eating too much salt?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You know, yesterday I was at Max and Irma's, and I really, really, really wanted this appetizer. They have pretzels.
I knew you went to Max and Irma's.
How'd you know? You caught me.
Because at your Snapchat, I saw you were showing flooding at Trop. I was like, she went to Max and Irma's.
I did. And I told Riley I was going to start eating much healthier. I must admit, I didn't have the salad. But I really, really wanted to get the pretzels. But I thought maybe it would be too much salt for me.
Yeah. Pretzels, well,
they're so good.
If you don't get like the salt on top, they're probably
They have
right.
the salt on top.
Yeah, and that's what makes them good anyway.
It's the best, right? Well, I am just talking about all of this because we do have the report coming up in our health news segment about Americans eating too much salt. Are you eating too much salt out there? If so, find out after the break. We'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back. This is Delta Daybreak and I'm Kandace Red. Are transplant recipients more likely to die of cancer? And most Americans are still eating too much salt. Marley Hall has some of the day's top health stories. So ahead on Delta Daybreak, do guns kill people or do people kill people? You've left the comment on our Delta Chat question this morning. We are definitely interested in hearing what you have to say as it relates to this controversial topic. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back. This is Delta Daybreak and I'm Kandace Red.
And I'm meteorologist Riley Hill.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about our Delta Chat question for this morning. So President Barack Obama is calling for new gun measures. During an emotional speech on Tuesday, President Obama said the right to bear firearms is not more important than the right to worship freely or peaceably assemble. Well, the president also mentioned a list of mass shootings that have happened during his time in office, including the school children gunned down in Newtown, Connecticut, and that was back in 2012. Well, with all this talk about gun control, we want to hear your thoughts. Do guns kill people or do people kill people?
Leave a message on our Facebook page at facebook.com/WXVT Delta Daybreak. Comment will be read live on air, so as always, make sure you watch what you say. Don't get us in trouble up here, and thank y'all for participating. And we do have a good bit of comments out there, 3 pages worth already this morning. So Jeff and Crystal Gordon says, no guns don't kill people. If that was the case, then the next time I misspell a word, I'm going to blame my pencil. Think about it. And then Warren says, people kill people. A gun that is lying on a shelf will never fire. Then Chris McKnight says, in my opinion, I've never had to fire a gun for my safety. And then Roger Jackson says, a gun is a tool, no different than a hammer or knife. You can build the most beautiful house with a hammer or kill someone with it. Remember, Cain killed Abel with a rock. And then George Brock says, people kill people for no reason at all. And then Brandy Lynn says, Brandy Lynn says, this has got to be the most stupid question that you people have ever posted. Guns are inanimate objects. They cannot jump up and kill you because they feel like it. People kill people. They kill with guns, knives, cars, bombs, rocks, sticks, their bare hands, and any other way they can. Guns are not the problem. The lack of respect for life is the problem. And Sammy Coleman says, light bulb moment. Here's the formula. It takes 2 to tango, firearm plus access by people. You can't separate the two. It takes both to fire it. And then Elroy Cooley says, guns don't kill people. If that's the case, they wouldn't be on the market. And Rose McKnight says, I think people with guns and bullets kill people. Guns do not kill people alone. Then Joyce says, people with guns kill people. Even a pencil can be used as a weapon, but more people are killed by guns than anything else except bombs and toxins. Then our buddy Adam says, good morning, WXVT. Here I come to save the day. Yippee-ki-yay. We are safe at night and day because of guns. Unfortunately, guns fall into the wrong hands at home in WXVT. If we call Johnny Law, he will show up walking tall and carrying a huge cannon for our safety. So thank y'all, everyone, for the comments so far.
Yes, a lot of comments. Definitely. I mean, you can see how this question, let alone just the topic, is so controversial, and a lot of people have their own opinions on what they have to say.
Right. And I think mostly everybody is saying it's the person pulling the trigger.
Yeah. Well, there you go. We're still interested in hearing what everyone out there thinks. So head over to our Facebook page if you're just now joining us. The Delta Chat question for this morning. Do guns kill people or do people kill people? Definitely want to hear your thoughts. Riley, what's going on with the weather? Good morning and welcome back. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the stories trending on the web. So if you love candy as much as me, then listen up. M&M's is releasing a new limited edition of candy flavors, and this is all for Valentine's Day. Well, Target is already carrying the new strawberry shortcake white chocolate flavor. Walmart has the new strawberry chocolate M&M's too. Now, according to the District Attorney Bill Cosby, Kandace will not face charges in the sexual assault cases in Los Angeles. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office says the 2 cases being investigated lacked sufficient evidence and were barred by the statute of limitations. Now, one of the cases was from 1965. The other case, that was from 2008. Starbucks is apologizing after actress Thandie Newton complained over a statue in London when Newton took to Twitter saying, "Seriously, Starbucks? At the counter, loincloth and safari hat on a black child. Happy New Year, 19th century." Well, Starbucks says they did remove the statue. And that's what's trending on the web. We'll be right back after the break. Hey, thanks, Riley, and thank you always for watching Delta Daybreak. CBS This Morning starts right now.